Hello, my name is Carlene and I am the owner and an occupational therapist at Mobile Rehab here in the beautiful Naples, Florida. We have been lucky enough to be welcomed into a Medco, a durable medical equipment supply company here in Naples, to go over some of the equipment that we feel greatly benefits our population. In Naples, we see a high population of people with movement disorders, post-CVA, tremors, and those type of things, and we've really found that this equipment here are some of the things that help make their life a whole lot easier. So we're going to go through those today. First thing I want to cover is something that surprises me that every doctor's office doesn't suggest to somebody with a tremor, and it is weights. Consciously, you immediately think, I'm not going to put a weight in my arm. It's hard enough to do activities as it is. It is a lot of work to fight a tremor constantly. It's a whole lot less work to put a small weight that's going to counteract the tremor, so that all you have to do is the manual effort of lifting the weight rather than fighting a tremor 24/7. So there's two different types of weights depending on which location it is that your tremor is initiating. For people whose tremor is initiating in the upper arm, elbow, shoulder, those type of areas, we have a traditional wrist weight. This will come over here and attach like so. Benefits of this traditional weight is that it comes in many different sizes. They usually are able to be wiped clean. They don't get in your way as much. People usually are pretty big fans of them. This tiny bit of weight when you go to do a fine motor activity is going to trick your brain into thinking that it has to put its energy into stabilizing against the weight, and it's going to stop the tremor greatly, stabilizing you. It does add a little bit of resistance to the activity, but that takes a whole lot less energy than fighting a tremor all the time, giving you significantly more control when cooking a meal, feeding yourself, brushing your teeth, any of those activities that become challenging when your tremor gets in the way. The obstacle that we have is people whose tremor initiates from their hand. So they do have these really great weights that look like this. Your fingers slide into these two holes, your thumb into this one, and they attach right at the bottom of your wrist. This actually makes it so the weight is going through these two fingers and the back of your hand, so that your brain, again, feels like it has to fight the weight, but it's fighting at the appropriate place where the tremor would interrupt your activity. The downfall of these is that they usually aren't washable, they don't have the same durability, they do have the tendency to rub sometimes. So if you can go for this wrist weight, your tremor's not initiating from your hand, this is usually what we suggest. But if the tremor is initiating from your hand, this is a great option. One of the low-cost options that we really love is built-up utensils. These type of utensils you can find at a medical supply store. They have them that also come in different weights, which cognitively provides the same level of resistance that you would get from the wrist weight. Different built-up levels so that you can use them if you have any type of arthritis, need a different grasp, use them a little bit more to stabilize. We, on the other hand, really love this material. This is actually pipe insulation. You can go buy it at Home Depot. It comes in a really long roll, and you can cut it down to the size you need. We love it because A, it's dishwasher safe. You can put it through your dishwasher, and B, you can attach it to any utensil. You can shove a pen in here. You can shove the forks that you already have. You can put a toothbrush in here, anything that you need stabilization for. This does take a little bit more cognition than some of the adaptions that we have, because it requires a change in the mental process that you use when you utilize the utensil. So before you just squeeze onto it, you come and pick it up. We want to retrain you that when you go to utilize the utensil, you put a slight bit of a squeeze in here. This material will give, allowing you to provide a little bit of pressure, making your brain think that the activity is the squeezing, gains more control throughout the whole upper arm, and oftentimes greatly reduces tremors to give you a little bit more control to be able to feed yourself because you're squeezing the whole time, and then rest, squeeze, feed yourself, rest, squeeze, or using it to squeeze to write, to stir a pot, anything like that. That activity of the squeezing tricks your brain into thinking that it's a different activity and gives you more tremor control. Finally, the biggest obstacle that our patients have, and the #1 complaint that we hear from our patients, is these wonderful compression stockings. They are not easy to get on for a caregiver. They're not easy to get on for us. Thank goodness a great company called Dondoffer invented this thing, which makes it a whole lot easier, especially to get over that heel area of your foot that really tends to be the biggest challenge. So the Dondoffer comes in two parts. This fancy little gel thing, which is nice because it can be cleaned, it does get sticky, it's reusable, you can use it for any type of stocking, and this which will help you to load your stocking on. So your stocking comes nicely over the top, you pull it all the way to the bottom, like this. Some people prefer to do it seated and hold this between their legs, but it does have a slight suction cup that holds it to any table. Then this funny jelly donut is going to come over the top and come the whole way down. You're going to pull your stocking slightly up over the edge here. And then roll your jelly donut back up to the top. Now you can see that your stocking is nicely wrapped around here, and you can see where your heel should go. We always want you to put these on seated. So I'm going to come around here and slip my shoe off. The same side that it came off of the cone is the same side where you're going to put your foot. And your heel is going to be located right here. So I'm going to come right here. We want it to line up with our heel. We roll it back on. Oh, I'm going the wrong side. Roll it back on. It will be a little loose here, which some people like, some people don't. Some stockings have an opening here. It's designed for those type of stockings as well. We're going to slide up. It does end up a little low for my heel, but we've made it over the biggest obstacle, which is the heel. And keep rolling the whole way up, nice and easy. And then you just roll the donut back off of your foot. Still takes some adjustment, but the biggest obstacle is making it around your heel. Getting it smooth is achieved. One little pull here, and straighten it off there, and my stocking is perfectly in place. This is great for anybody who has a tremor, anybody who is trying to be a wonderful caregiver and assist a loved one, anybody who just needs a little bit more assistance. These are an obstacle. They're an obstacle for nurses to try to put on. They're not fun. So anything to help to alleviate that, we highly suggest. So my name is Carlene. I am here with Mobile Rehab at a Medco in Naples, Florida, and we hope that some of these tips and tricks have made your life just a little bit easier. Have a blessed day.